And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I now take the pleasure of introducing Mr. Matt Wakefield, who is the Director of Information, Communication and Cybersecurity at the Electric Power Research Institute, and he works for the development of a modernized grid with a strong focus on leveraging emerging information, communication and cybersecurity technologies that can be applied to the electric grid infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wakefield started his career in 1986 in the United States Navy. Let's welcome with a round of applause, once again, Mr. Matt Wakefield, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. This is my first time to India, and so thank you, Reggie, and everyone for the warm welcome. At EPRI, Electric Power Research Institute, we are a nonprofit, neutral, scientific-based organization doing research and development on behalf of the power industry. One important aspect of the work that we do is collaboration. There's great benefit in the collaboration that is occurring here, and EPRI's model believes in that strongly. There's the intellectual leverage to be able to bring the brightest minds together from around the world to solve common problems, and there's also the financial leverage. Pooling financial resources and intellectual knowledge to solve these issues is extremely important, part of EPRI's vision and clearly part of the India Smart Grid Forum's vision as well. We, as part of my role at EPRI in information, communication, and cybersecurity research, one observation I make when looking at this very rich agenda, virtually every topic that will be talked about this week is dependent on data transactions. And Mr. Schoenberg mentioned and participated in his session on standards and the very important aspect of standards. And the benefits of standards across the industry is extremely important. There's a lot of value in that, a lot of reduction in risks, and the opportunity to work together collaboratively and learn from each other is really a big opportunity. A second aspect of the data transactions brings the importance of the telecommunications network. We are seeing a strategy shift in telecommunications needs across the industry. We're seeing a strong trend to go away from single-purpose telecommunications networks, where you have a single communications network for smart metering, another communications network for demand response, another communications network from SCADA, another communications network for mobile networks. That trend is going away to converge towards a single purpose, or at least much fewer communications networks, to leverage that infrastructure for multiple purposes. And there's a lot of standards work. I see Sun Alliance is here this week. And that type of communications infrastructure not only supports the smart grid, but can support smart cities and other common infrastructures. And last, I want to mention another important theme. We can't go without mentioning cybersecurity, right? So cybersecurity is a very important aspect as we're focused on the confidentiality and privacy of the data, also the integrity and availability of the systems that are now more and more controlling resources on the grid. Cybersecurity is an extremely important part of the grid. And I mention these because it's important to learn from our past. I've been working in the smart grid area at EPRI for about 10 years now, and in the over 30 projects I've been involved in after the fact, it's a very common message to hear what were some common challenges or things that you learned in this smart grid project. And it's very common to hear that I underestimated the level of effort to integrate these systems. It was much harder than I anticipated. It took much more resources and cost a lot more. And so it's important, and it's great to see that theme across the board here at the Smart Grid Forum here, to invest in that foundational infrastructure. So with that, I will just say EPRI's vision statement, which is around collaboration, together shaping the future of electricity. I look forward to not only learning about the opportunities here in India, but also at EPRI making a contribution. Thank you very much.